What's up, everyone? This is your host for FaceTurn with Candace Cordelia. We are still here in Vegas, one day ahead of AEW's Double or Nothing pay-per-view. 13 matches on the card. But besides all of that, I had to sit down and talk with some of the roster of AEW. And besides Thunder Rosa and Jade Cargill, I also am here right now with Sonny Kiss. We love Sonny here at PWI, and it is truly a reunion for us, Sonny and I, meeting up here in Vegas. We actually go way back. We do. We go way back. We go
way back. You know the new TLC song? Way back.
Yes. So
way back. Hey.
You already know. We knew it was going to be this flavor.
I'll give y'all these vocals, honey, but listen.
Well, okay, let's start
Speaking
right
of vocals
into this.
now, hold on,
Speaking of vocals.
We got number ones. AEW's album, the Black History Month album, it went number one in Norway, I think, and Sweden or something like that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 2 number ones. And my song is on there. It's called What You Looking At, so shameless plug.
Oh my gosh, congratulations.
Featuring Brenton, a Christian rapper from Jacksonville. So hell yeah.
I love the fact that you brought up the album because, there's been so much chatter, about diversity in AEW, equity in AEW,
yes.
The platform that it affords folks like you and others who are diverse or representing a swath of different ethnicities, genders, etc. You're out there and you're doing things for the community, and I think it's commendable that you guys have put out this album. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? This could be quite a contentious subject because I know it came with a bit of controversy, so sorry that we're diving right into this. But
honestly, I didn't see a lot of controversy, which I'm glad I didn't because, I wouldn't have cared regardless.
Yeah.
But that album, we put a lot into it. We really, really wanted to give our fans a platform and really to tell our stories. I sang my songs, and I also co-wrote it, so I wanted to really, really have it coming from me, but also showcasing my talents that people didn't necessarily know I had.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I knew because but we're not going to talk about our history. We can later on.
And I may or may not be currently recording my album.
Stop. Okay, we're getting the scoops here. This is why I do this. We get the tea for PWI here at FaceTurn. That's fantastic. Congratulations on that. And congratulations, just being a part of AEW as one of the wrestlers on the roster. I personally have seen your growth from the time that we met back in 2017 to here we are at 2022. Double or Nothing, you're here in the Mandalay Bay. And it's been awesome to see you on AEW, but of course the fans want to see more of you on AEW television. We've seen you on the YouTube channels, you're still kicking tail, but we want you in the Baddies. I've already talked to Jade about that,
yes,
so I'm plugging
yes.
for you to be in the Baddies.
I think a lot of people are. I think there was honestly essentially a petition kind of going on.
Yes.
It was all over Reddit and it's all over Twitter, Instagram. I would love that. I would just love to be used more in general. I feel like eventually it'll happen. I have been trying my best to just be patient, wait my turn. I'm still very, very happy for my coworkers. I'm just very grateful to be here. But also, I still want more. And I feel like anybody who's in any profession who's not necessarily at the top is going to want more still. And maybe if you are at the top, you're still going to want more. But I personally just feel like I have so much to offer. Being representation for so many people. I feel like eventually, definitely we need to start to get that ball rolling because I've been working my ass off. Excuse my language. I've been working my ass off.
Yeah, and it's all good. We see the work that you're putting in still. It doesn't go unnoticed. We love seeing your adventures on social media, on TikTok, on Twitter, on Instagram. And, we talked about this the other day, how even just walking around the Mandalay Bay, people love you. Everywhere you go, people are stopping for autographs, for pictures. What is it like transitioning into this part of your career where you are noticed on the street? People love you and they want to see you and they love seeing you just milling around in public and want to get to know you better.
I never get used to it. It's not like it's always interesting, and then people come to you and they cry and tell you how much you mean to them. I'll never get used to that. It's a very I'm very grateful. I'm very I feel empowered when that happens. It's a wonderful feeling for people to just appreciate you. I don't look at it as like a worship thing, and I'm above you. It's just more of hey, I'm doing what I need to do in society. and you see it, and you are seeing yourself in me. You see yourself. You see me. You know, in your child, your brother, your sister, your mother, your cousins, or whatever, and that feels really, really good. And I'm very, very thankful. I can't express in words how thankful I am to have the position that I have.
Yes, a lovely,
despite the lack of representation that I can be more used for on TV. Yeah.
Sure thing. And I love your attitude about it. The time will come. You know, I feel as though you're putting in the work. People see you, they appreciate you, and it's just a matter of time for us to see you in another capacity. You know, you were doing tag team work with Joey Janela, and Joey's no longer here.
Love Joey.
Yes. What are your thoughts ever since Joey? It hasn't been but a hot minute since, you know, he made the announcement.
So two of my very favorite people in the company are no longer there. That's Joey Janela and also Cody Rhodes. And Brandy, of course. Brandy is Queen Bee. Love Queen Bee. It's tough, you know, because I think that kind of definitely, Joey leaving kind of definitely gave me a little bit of like a okay, like what's happening, because we had our long rivalry and we were kind of like in a marriage in our careers. Whether we were tag teaming or feuding, it was like a marriage. So him leaving was like, okay, well, what about me? Like, what's gonna happen to me? It really, really does suck, because he really pushed me to be great. He really, really wanted Sonny Kiss, the brand, to be well-known, recognized, be a force to be reckoned with, like tough. He really, really helped shape and mold the character that is Beautiful Badass. So Beautiful Badass is kind of like the Concrete Rose Part 2, but like Concrete Rose dark. Like, it's like, Concrete Rose is like the girl next door who, like, if you keep pushing her button, she'll knock you out. Yeah. But Beautiful Badass is like, bitch, I'm a baddie and I will beat your ass. Baddie, you hear that?
See, we're gonna get into that.
So Beautiful Badass is kind of like Concrete Rose, but darker, edgier, sexier, more tough, less of the girl next door vibe.
Yeah, let's get into, and I love that transition. You know, it works really well, and I think one of the biggest things to keep note of is to keep things fresh. You know, as a wrestler, as a performer, you have to constantly keep reinventing yourself, and we're seeing that in you, and the transition is really awesome to check out. And having said all of that, we got to talk about the baddies, because like you said, we're petitioning.
Period.
We see the pictures that are slowly
slaying the baddie way.
Yes. So what's the dynamic between you and Jade and Kira and Velvet? Like, I'm just curious to know how it is backstage, how y'all get along.
A wonderful relationship with those three girls. All the girls in the locker room, of course, but definitely with those three girls. There's something special between us. Velvet and I, we both come from a dance background, so we click right away. Our personalities are very similar. Kira and I, the energy, you can't explain it. Jade and I are always complementing each other. Jade, you know, empowers me, I empower her. And then the girls and I, we just have it's very genuine, this is love. That's the only way I can explain it, it's love.
Speaking of baddies, and we have the Baddies Section, for you personally, what would be your dream baddies group? If you could pull together different people to form your own baddies group, and they could be from anyone in wrestling or not in wrestling, who would that be?
It would be those girls.
It would just be those
girls.
It would
honestly
no one
be, yeah, Jade, Velvet, and Kira.
No.
Definitely those girls too. So like, we gotta have Jade, you know, Velvet, and Kira. But if I could have Queen Janet,
okay,
you know, Beyonce.
All right, no, we're here.
All these queens. Oh my God, yes. Yes.
I love it.
And wait, hold on. We got Gabrielle Union.
Oh wow! See, this is what I wanted. I was like, we can push outside of wrestling. We can push outside.
Gabrielle Union is such a baddie. I'm so inspired by her. Gabrielle Union, Megan Good. Oh my God, I'm big. Kerry Washington.
Oh,
goddess.
We're going for all the goddesses and
Simone Biles, Serena Williams.
There we go.
Sharon Reed.
There we go.
I could name them all.
Yes.
Well, there's so many just wonderful. Leslie Lewis. All the Electric Red girls, honestly. Love them.
See, and no offense to the original baddies, but I wanted to get that tea of anyone from outside of wrestling.
It will be all of us.
It would exactly. It would
one
be
large ass
That
faction.
would be fantastic to just
very
see
D-Generation X like, but
that would be
but
sick.
hence I named all black women. That I'm very inspired by.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of those inspirations, you've talked about your mom and how much your mom inspires you and how
My
likewise, she is your best friend. You know, what has she thought so far of all of your successes and seeing your growth from the indies to being in All Elite Wrestling and really representing a demographic that is fighting to be heard, fighting to be seen, and get out there?
She's constantly watching and, you know, paying attention to the stuff. And she gets so like excited for me, and she always just wonders like, what are you gonna do next? Like, what's happening? And it's wonderful, and I'm glad like I got to accomplish my dreams while I was still kind of young. Well, I'm 28, you know, it's still really young. So she gets to see that, and it makes her feel really good. She's so proud of me. Yeah, my best friend in the whole world. She's awesome.
And she's not here in Vegas.
No.
Does she get to come out to more shows?
She doesn't. My mom is kind of like the matriarch that kind of has to hold the family down, hold us all down.
Yeah.
So she's in Jersey right now with my siblings, I think.
Love it. How many siblings do you have, Sonny? We never talked about this before.
I have an older sister.
Okay.
She's 44, 43, I think. And I have a sister after that, born in 89.
Okay.
She is, I don't know, I'm really bad at math.
It's okay.
I'm exposing myself.
We're not doing math here. I think this is the second time I've said this in an interview today. We're not here for the math.
See, trying to be too detailed. I have two sisters and one brother. There we go. Oh, sorry, three sisters and one brother.
Wow. Are you middle, younger?
I am one of the youngest. So my sister, my baby sister and I are 9 days apart.
Oh my gosh.
It's known as Hal.
Yeah, what? Oh my goodness. Now, are you the only pro wrestler in the family?
Yes.
Okay. What do your siblings think about all of this?
They love it. They're very supportive. My youngest sister, Cordelia, she's constantly like sharing my stuff. They all do. They're all great. Yeah.
That's so nice. I mean, what is, in terms of, I was going to say dynamic, but, you know, we're going to reel it back because, and I asked this earlier, I actually asked Thunder Rosa and Jade this question. So I'll ask you in terms of balancing everything, because we had talked many moons ago about your being in school and
I graduated, honey. I'm 2 degrees later.
Yes,
you know.
2 degrees, exactly.
2 degrees later.
Congratulations, because I know how hard that was, balancing school, wrestling, you know, other things going on in your life. You know, how do you feel about all of that now as you're still balancing, but in a different way? You're in a different part of your career where you have to balance and use a different part of your brain to make sure that everything is working, you know, synergistically for you.
You know what's so funny? I kind of wish I was still in school. And I say that because it was a great distraction. It was a great way to keep me mellowed out and relaxed and, you know, kind of, you know, keep me grounded.
Okay.
Because now that I don't have school, I don't have anything to distract me when I'm not wrestling or something like that. I mean, like, I have singing. I sing, so I have vocal lessons, and that helps. I go to dance classes occasionally and yoga and exercise, but school kind of helped me like keep, you know, my brain functioning. But you know, I balance it in ways by, like I said, doing all these extracurricular activities that I enjoy. Like I said, working on my album possibly.
It's so funny because we were talking about music with Thunder Rosa, and I'm seeing like this theme happening with the interviews that I'm doing today. It's very fascinating. We're talking about song and dance, but also going into the mainstream. I talked about that with Jade in terms of making wrestling more mainstream. She's really into that, like making sure that more people see wrestling wise, and seeing the growth of wrestling in the LGBTQIA community. It has risen from the time that I started and met you in 2017 to 2022. It has really just grown so astronomically. It's beautiful to see. You know, what are your thoughts on seeing the rise of this demographic in wrestling and being represented and people pulling for it?
I love it. I was just talking about it the other day on another podcast. Devon Monroe is killing it. I am the biggest Devon Monroe fan. That is my boo. I love him. Killian, I love seeing his progress every single day. Billy, I know he's just retired, but Billy has so much potential, so much to give to the world of professional wrestling, and I don't even think he understands. But it's there. Ashton freaking Starr is my boo. I'm sorry, I always get like this. I'm always like, oh my god, I can't name them all.
We love
oh my god.
it.
But I just really admire so many talented individuals. You know, Effie and Alley Cat are killing it right now.
Team Bussy.
Team Bussy, yes.
Team Bussy, yes.
It is such a wonderful feeling seeing them all do their own thing individually and have their own edge and their own look and their own vibe. And remember back, you know, Eddie McQueen, we were in Capitol together.
Oh,
and,
man, yes.
You know, we're all doing our thing.
Goodness.
There's so many of us. And I love seeing it. Like, I don't, you know, there's not just one. So I love it. And then we just had, you know, another wrestler come out as pansexual.
Okay.
You know, it's like the community is continuously growing more and more. And it's wonderful to see.
Oh my goodness. Well, it really is. And I'm so glad that you mentioned all of those wonderful people and just mentioning the love that you have for the growth of the community in wrestling. And we have to praise it because it's come a long way. It really has come an astronomically long way.
Yeah.
You know, I want to revert things back before we wrap it up to All Elite because we're here for Double or Nothing. You know, we have 13 matches on the card, which is, I think these are the most AEW, right? I think I could be wrong. I think 13 on the card is the most we've seen for a pay-per-view from AEW, if not just for Double or Nothing. But it's a lot.
Yeah,
it's quite a bit.
But all 13 matches they're
all fire.
You're going to get your money's worth.
Absolutely. Yeah. Which of these matches are you most looking forward
to
see?
Girl, it's a lot. I'm a big Kyle O'Reilly fan.
Yes.
So many. Okay, damn, you put me on the spot.
That's what we do. That's what I do.
Oh, there's so many.
Well, I'm sure your girl.
Punk and Heyman.
Oh, of course. Oh my goodness.
There's so many great matches, though. That's really, really tough.
Yeah.
The whole card is going to be excellent.
Yeah. I mean, that story, Jade and Anna Jay, I mean, they faced each other before. Yes.
I wish I could be out there valeting Jade with the baddies. That would be so fun. But I'm a big Anna Jay fan. I'm a big fan of Jade. I'm really good friends with them both. So, I mean, I'm just looking forward to, like, them just killing it. And I know that they're going to do a really, really good job. We have amazing coaches and producers. I want to definitely shout them out because they do a really, really good job with them both. So.
Oh, yeah. Who do you like to train with in AEW as well? I know
so as far as Dustin Rhodes is my trainer in the ring, but as far as like being coached and stuff like that, like, you know, all the coaches are fantastic, but the people who like, and actually the funny thing is, the people who take them to their wing are actually not even really coaches.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, you know, Jay Lethal is really, really like pushing for me to be great. He really, really like tells me like, you know, what I need to know and kind of really helps guide me, you know, to that next step. There's also Sanjay, who's wonderful. You know, Malachi Black.
I love the
so
House
grateful.
of Black. I'm a
Me too. Huge fan of them too. Oh my gosh. Yes. Malachi Black is. He talks me off a lot. He's like honestly been like my little therapist.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because when I get down, he's just like, Sonny, I understand. You know, he makes me feel really, really comfortable, and he makes me like he reels me back into reality.
Wow.
And levels me out. So I would love to work with him. I think that would be really, really fun, whether it's teaming with him or against him.
That would be, even just aesthetics-wise.
Aesthetic-wise, I mean, it's working right now because my image has been a lot darker.
Exactly. It would be
I could be House of Black.
Of course you could. Of course, and have that sick entrance and the gear. Just
oh my God, that would be such
a
huge, like, contradistinction between who I've been. But it's like diving deeper into the darkness, which is pretty sexy.
It's very sexy.
Dark is very sexy.
It is. You heard that here. And I'm not going to say first because it just is.
Oh, wait. That's not a double entendre, is it?
If it is, we've already gone past that point, guys.
I ain't even mad.
We're here in Vegas, so what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Okay.
But you know what? What happening or is happening in Vegas is Double or Nothing, as we're talking about. It happens tomorrow. By the time you guys see this interview, will have already passed. But it'll be the talk of the wrestling town for weeks on end to come. I'm so excited for you, Sonny. I'm so excited to see what happens next. Is there anything we should know before we go? Like you talked about your singing. Is there anything else that you're potentially working on?
I'm just continuing to work on me, in and out of the ring, continuing to push through. And to anyone who's out there who is definitely having a time, you know, where they're not necessarily the most confident, the most happy, feeling the most attractive, remember that it's temporary. You will get through it. Yes. I am there. I've been there. You know, I'm up and down. You know, things one thing at a time, day by day. You know, you can do it. You got this.
Thank you so much, Sonny. That was a really nice end to this impromptu interview here at the Mandalay Bay. We're just hanging out. It's so lovely here. And we can't wait for you all to watch Double or Nothing. And by the time, like I said, this will have already aired, so we can't wait to hear your thoughts on Double or Nothing and to see more of Sonny Kiss and all of the amazing wrestlers on the All Elite Wrestling roster. Don't forget to watch Double or Nothing, and also don't forget to watch Dynamite, Dark Elevation, and Rampage. You know where to find it. I am your host, Candace Cordelia. I'm here with Sonny Kiss. We're hanging out, and I hope you had fun watching this, and we'll be back with more interviews here on FaceTurn with Candace Cordelia.